Hey, John Martinez here. I want to give you a couple quick tips on hiring salespeople, acquisition agents, people who are going to go out there and buy houses at deep discounts for you. You can also use this tip to kind of vet your sales team. If you're in that situation where you're asking yourself, is everyone on my sales team the right fit? Do I have the right people that I have hired? If you're asking those questions to yourself, this is going to help you too. So as you look at salespeople, you want to make sure that they have two different things. You want to make sure they have the right DNA. This is just kind of how they're made up, what they're built of, the building blocks of their character, who they are, what they believe, and that type of stuff. But the other piece is selling competencies. So DNA is who you are. Competencies is what you know. DNA will tell you if you'll actually do what you know. And again, the competencies are skill sets, tools, things like that. So I want to talk about one competency in particular right now, and that's selling value. And that's a very important skill set. Maybe no more important in any other industry than it is in residential real estate or real estate investment, buying houses at 50, 60, 70% of ARV. You got to sell a lot of value there, right? So listen, selling value is important, and I know you know it's important because, well, I'm just going to ask you a quick series of questions, and I think your answers are going to open this up for you. You might not even believe you buy on value. You might believe that you're a price shopper, but check this out. Look down at your feet. Do you have the cheapest shoes on that money can buy? The answer is probably not. I want you to think about your vehicle. Do you have the cheapest transportation money can buy? Probably not. Even if you don't have a car and you Uber it, you could have a bike, right? You could walk. Do you have the cheapest home money can buy, right? It's just a roof and 4 walls. Can you get a better deal? Well, probably don't have the cheapest house money can buy. Have you taken the cheapest courses? Do you have the cheapest marketing? Do you have the cheapest anything? Chances are, if you make a laundry list of everything you have, everything you've purchased, almost nothing, maybe nothing, is the cheapest possible option. So what that means is this: you might actually buy on value even though you don't know it. Now let's talk about sales, right? You need to sell on value. Your acquisition agents need to sell on value. And you need to figure out if they're selling value or not, because if they're selling on price, listen, someone's always going to pay more for that house. And if you're selling on price, retail is always a better option, or there's like a whole myriad of better options than selling at 60 to 70% ARV to an investor. So if your acquisition agents are selling on price, you're going to lose a lot of leads that you probably could and should be helping out. So how do you figure out, do I have a person who sells on price, or do I have a person who sells on value? And it's a pretty dang simple question, and there's two ways you can ask this question. You can ask it through automated sales-focused types of assessments. I use OMG. I recommend OMG. It's Objective Management Group. I really recommend these if you're going to hire a new acquisitions person, because there's a ton of people you want to probably funnel through assessments, so you're not talking and interviewing 100 people just to fill one position. It's not a good use of your time. You can ask this question just straight out though if you're just trying to figure out if people on your team are selling on price or value. So here's the question: whether or not you're using an assessment or not, just ask this question. Listen, if you could choose to have the best offer, the highest offer out of all of your competition out there, in other words, to have the cheapest product, sell the cheapest price. Would you rather do that, or would you rather have the lowest offer? And that's going to tell you a whole lot, right? So I'm going to use it in terms of offer. Usually we say expensive or cheap prices. I'm going to use it in terms of offer. Just ask, hey, would you rather have the best offer? Would you rather have the highest offer? Or would you rather have the lowest offer? Those who say, well, I'd rather have the highest offer every single time, well, that means is they use that offer as a crutch, and they probably don't see the value of what you're doing. Now, if those people answer, well, I don't know, but I don't want the highest, because if I want the highest, we're probably leaving money on the table. We're probably not explaining what we do. We're probably not going into the service we actually provide, and I probably wouldn't even understand the massive amounts of value we provide through our product or service. That's the person you want. The person who jumps at having the highest offer is the person that you don't want, because they don't even understand the value of what you do. And if they don't understand the value of what you do, how are they going to sell on value? How are they going to display? Because when we talk about sales Sales is really just communication, and sales is just really conveying, here's a value I know, and I want to convey it and help you discover it. If they don't understand the value of your product and they'd rather just sell on the offer, well, that's what they're going to be selling. And you're going to lose a lot of deals. You're not going to help the people you should be. And investors who do know how to sell on value are going to go right in behind you, and they're going to snatch up that deal. So you'll want acquisition agents who know to sell on value. Simply ask them, what would you prefer, to sell on value or sell on price? And if they say price, you might have a problem.